Welcome back to the Monstrous Musings podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew. I'm here joined by the delightful
Brandon, this is your cue.
Brandon and the equally delightful Zach.
Hey, it's me.
Wow. I thought the Discord call cut off there for a second, honestly, with that long
Yeah, we
pause.
fooled you. You know, I'm.
That's
You should call me Tom the way I'd be fooling. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
Andrew's unparalleled ability to create suspense and intrigue within the
chaos.
confines
Exactly,
of a Discord
you know,
call.
Who knows what was going to happen next? I don't know. That's for
Sow
sure.
the seeds of chaos. Anyway, it's been a little while since our last episode. Not sure when this is coming out, but how about each of you share a delightful and fun fact that you've learned recently or about your personal lives?
Brown ink is, while it seems like a boring color, it actually adds a little bit of pizzazz to what otherwise looks like an ordinary notebook.
That was definitely a fun fact. I love that, actually.
Oh, that was epic.
Comment below if you knew that.
Yeah, shout out to
There'll be no comments.
Iroshizuku Yamaguri from Pilot. That's the name of the ink. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was your mentor or something.
no, that's the ink. It's a little
That's
brown
great.
bottle ink.
And do you have something to share for Zach?
Yeah, here's my fun fact. Did you know that squirrels enjoy eating electrical cables and grabbing light bulbs because they think they're like fruits or something, and they ruin your outdoor lighting? That's a fun fact for you.
Incredible.
That's a little bit of a sad fact. You gotta get your dad pants on and go stomp him into the ground.
That
Those
chased
little
one away and he
creatures.
stole my light bulb. I was very disappointed.
I think the real treat from this mini story is that you were in fact in direct contact with dubious little creatures. So I think that's a plus, honestly.
What a dubious little creature.
Dubious.
Exactly. Anyway, we're gonna jump in with our. We actually have. I'm at a loss for words here. I'm just so excited to be back in the studio. But we have one of our hosts on the road, in the field, if you will. So that's exciting, isn't it? Brandon is several kilometers away.
Yeah, I'm studying the local wildlife here in rural Missouri. It's actually it's pretty incredible. I'm studying I saw like a dead groundhog a week ago. That was kind of cool.
That's mildly epic.
Yeah,
Were you
it's
the
kinda interesting.
cause of it being dead?
No, it's it was just like walking by, and I was like, "What is that? Is that it's like a fur hat?" No, it was a whole groundhog.
Oh my god.
That's
I'm kidding.
horrible.
Literally none of that was true, except I have seen a lot of roadkill recently. So there's that.
Yeah.
Not great.
That's good. You know, really tugging at my heartstrings. But we're gonna jump in, okay? I'm excited to introduce you to a fresh franchise to this little podcast series here.
Oh my god.
We've been introduced to the world of Monster Hunter through the Nargacuga and the Tetranodon, as well as, you know, Pokemon with our starters. And for our fourth episode here, which is a little bit fitting, I don't know, to me this creature feels a little bit like summery, springy, September-y. I don't know, I just get those vibes, you know? Maybe it's like a Taurus or whatever. I don't know. But I'm gonna share this beautiful little document with you and introduce you to the Leshen, specifically from the Witcher series, The Witcher 3.
No, this is epic.
Even Witcher harder.
Witcher 3, Witcher
Witcher
harder.
3, Witcher harder. Yeah.
That's the tagline.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But we're here with a purpose, okay? One of my favorite monsters to fight and lore-wise from the Witcher series. Zach, you've played The Witcher 3. Am I right?
That is indeed correct. I have played The Witcher 3.
And you enjoyed it, did you not?
It's an excellent game. I've played through it a couple of times, as a matter of fact. That's how excellent of a game it is.
It is, in fact, an incredible game. One of the, not first, but when I made an initial like Monkey Business games to consider playing through, I had it there because I was just so excited to see if we played through what, you know, if Brandon was behind the driver's seat and kind of choices he'd do, but, you know, but there's a couple scenes we'd have to blur out, you know, for YouTube. You know how it is.
Yeah, Brandon
There's a
murdering
couple.
everyone in sight, you know. That's not family friendly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But so this creature, okay, I love its design. I love what it stands for. And I like that there's a little bit of intricacy to what it really is, you know? So, in the first image here, I really want to draw your attention to the fact that, Brandon, do you notice any differences between these two images, these two creatures?
Yeah, so one has like on the right hand side has like a strange like a little thing, looks like it's strapped to his arm. I don't know what that is. Could be a bone. I don't know. Like on his right arm. You see there's like a thing there, like in the center. I don't know
It
what
was
that
very observant.
The one on the left has like a skull there, and then on like his branch thing, and then a bone, and the doesn't have as much of a jaw, or maybe no jaw at all actually on the left hand side one, whereas the right hand side one has kind of a funny jaw, a bit weird, and an entirely different style of like caribou antler.
Yeah. See, so that's the big thing I wanted you to hit on there. I love that. That's really important. So they can take on a couple different shapes. They're really referred to as what? They're like the forest spirit, right?
The Wendigo.
You know what? There are some similarities to the Wendigo. So they're considered relics in the game. That's relic with a T and then the S for plural or whatever, which are like the oldest beasts, right? Older than the humans and even the elves or whatever, which inhabited the land, right, Zach? I'm assuming you'll fact check me if I start spitting fake news here.
Andrew, I'll be honest, I don't listen to any of the lore. I just look at all the cool creatures.
We could be in above
But
our necks here.
that sounds about right from my understanding.
Yeah, so they are kind of spirits. They're referred to as protectors, custodians of the wood or natural world, and guardians. It's certain groups of people, such as those from Fairyland in Skellige, worship these creatures and the woods they inhabit. And there's a relation between these older woods and the spirits that look after them. Now, what can they do as like these protectors and custodians? Well, they can control some of the woodland creatures. You know, they manipulate the roots of trees and such to attack. You know, which is a kind of fun thing to face in the game. Do you remember any of that, Zach?
Oh yeah, I also remember it from another event that you'll probably touch on soon.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. And they also have good relations with, like, they can sort of command some of the crows, ravens, wolves, sorts of things, you know. Often they will use them as like a first wave or a warning to those kind of trespassing. Another word that is tied to them frequently is primeval, right?
Oh,
Did you like that? Did that spark something?
that's pretty cool.
That put Brand to a state of shock.
It was behind the scenes. I accidentally pressed the volume slider on my recording. I didn't know what that did, and I heard myself in my own thing. I was like, "Oh, what's that?"
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
incredible.
I do like this little character though. You know, he does look pretty primeval, prime and or evil. I don't know. Could be. You know, a guy
Prime
who
and evil.
you know, if he's the protector of the forest, why is he wearing like a leather thing on the left? It wouldn't be that bad, man. What did he kill to get
That's
that?
true.
I don't know.
But
Unless
what
it's
if he
actually
found
just
them?
like, unless it's just like cloth. It could be. Looks like cloth,
Yeah.
but it looks kind of
How many-
leathery.
They do kind of tower over the Witcher in the game, and Geralt is not like he's not a short king or whatever.
He's
right?
not a
Like,
3 foot tall little.
yeah, you know.
Maybe
so,
that's
like,
the hidden lore we don't know of, though, Andrew. You know?
Maybe, but seeing that skull there on his thing is like, is that a baby skull or is it just a small fella? Who knows? What kind of creature was
You know,
that?
maybe like scale wise, it's just like a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe like what's a small thing?
You know
Like
when
an
you go to
Oompa
like the dollar store around Halloween, they have those little like skulls you can buy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he got one of those, but like foam, so that he could stick
Yeah.
it through the branch.
You know what? That would fit the Halloween aesthetic.
Because you know,
right?
I don't think a branch is strong enough to pierce a skull. No, it's just me. Maybe. But so I think he had
enough
to
force,
he had
my
to get,
friend.
or maybe he like like tapped a hole, and then he put it there. Like he went to Home Depot.
He took his drill press. He rented it from Home Depot.
Yeah, like he went to Home Depot. Was like, oh, I need a hole tapped, and then like the guy who happened to greet him at the door is just like a 16-year-old kid working there. He's like, I don't know what that means. Let me get my boss. And then his boss like walks over and he's like, what do you want? Like a hole tap? He's like, kid, I told you 6 weeks ago. And then there's like a giant neon sign that says hole tapping. That's the experience of Wendigo.
Andrew, quickly,
that's what drove him to
Photoshop
become prime.
Photoshop the Leshen in a Home Depot asking the man to drill tap a skull.
Yeah, and I think that's what led him down the path of becoming some sort of ancient beast. Is that he waited with such fury and anger to get a hole tapped that's how he became this sort of this ancient creature.
You know what? Retail and bureaucracy is enough to make anyone go a little buck wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the hidden lore they don't tell you in game.
Yeah. There's actually a Home Depot hidden beneath the Skellige Isles. But yeah, so I have a couple little words, little nuggets here. And quotes ripped from the wiki, if you will. One is, the Witcher had his doubts. However, Leshens are mean, self-serving creatures. So even though they're often, referred to as these custodians or respected by some of the locals, feared by others, right? They, they don't necessarily care much for some of the human inhabitants, which are much, much younger. They're referred to as fiercely territorial. Brandon, if they had a Pokemon weakness, what do you think it would be?
I think it would be fire type because the
Yeah.
yeah.
Now this guy's cooking with gas. Yeah, they are absolutely weak to fire. They use the environment and controls and magic summoning creatures or whatever. They really are like a forest spirit, but I like how they're these really like creaky and twisted figures. I think twisted is a great word, right? You think about the boughs and branches of a tree, a deep dark wood. These things are so old. It kind of reminds me of some of those fantasy stories where they talk about people with like immortality just kind of losing their mind, after being alive for so long, type of thing. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Some other specific things. They mark individuals. Now, Zach, do you remember what that means?
Well, I remember Geralt gets marked by another lad, but I don't remember him ever getting marked by a Leshen. Is it like an actual physical mark on his body?
I don't know if that was from the there might have been other things. I don't know if their marking is that literal, but I know.
Oh, more like just marks in it. I see.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of what's his face, from the DLC, the funny man.
Yeah. God, I just watched a video on him. The like genie-esque fella who has trouble with Olgierd.
It's more like a marked for death type thing, I guess.
Okay, Brandon, are you listening? It's not about transforming someone into a fella named Mark, okay? The Leshen can mark its victims, leaving them alive and unhindered by the creature's magic until it needs to sap energy from them. This can allow Leshens to bring itself back to life after being slain. When it dies, the Leshen can sap the life energy from the marked host, killing them and using their energy to revive itself. The only way to reverse this is to kill the marked victim before killing the Leshen. So to me, that rings a bunch of bells now, because definitely one of the quests there they had, you was like, oh, but this fella in town is marked, and the people thought the other one was. And it's like, well, do we want to like have this, slight evil lurking out there, killing our little sheep that wander into the woods, or do we want to take out this fella and finally be rid of it?
Well, was there a Leshen in the Blood and Wine DLC? Because I feel like I remember entering a cave and there's like a man engulfed in vines or something like that.
Yeah, so interesting you bring that up. Very similar, very, very similar, especially in the way they act in game, are Spriggans, which I think are unique to the Blood and Wine DLC. And I think there was an old one that lived in a cave. I don't know if I did that quest or heard about that, but definitely very close. They're also like these tree-like things. And Spriggans are something, they're in Skyrim. They're in other sorts of games, fantastical things, Even with this podcast, I don't know, our experience with like D&D and stuff is rather low. I don't know have you ever played a campaign?
Yeah, I played a campaign of that.
Nice. Brandon?
Have I played a what campaign? I didn't hear the first part.
Have you played D&D?
No. Unless you mean what somebody starts with a D.
Doritos,
Dominoes, and
Dew.
Dew. I've never actually had Mountain Dew.
Dominoes and Delinquency?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Zach just sent a beautiful image of a
That's
Spriggan.
literally just it's like those mafia game ads where it's like level 1 crook and then level 100 boss. This is like the level 1 crook to the Leshen level 100 boss. He's literally wearing the same stuff. He just looks like an old man though.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the specific old guy. The specific one from the quest. Oh, here. Okay. Spriggans are a subspecies of the monsters known as Leshens. One is liable to come across them as in inaccessible, unfrequented woodlands. They do not usually attack humans if unprovoked, but when irritated, they can be quite fearsome. As they possess considerable strength, they are capable of doing great damage, just like Brandon. Their appetite is such that they can devour more flesh than an army at a wedding.
God.
Just like Brandon. And they have a master over plants, Yeah, there's the old fella. Look
Yeah,
at him go.
this is a particular Spriggan named Grittori.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Grottore. We love that. We love that. Brent, I think you would, in particular, love the Blood and Wine DLC because it's very
It's
French,
flamboyant.
Spanish,
Because you know
Italian.
me, I like blood and I like wine.
Yeah.
Preferably
true.
not mixed.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So on top of marking, they can also lacerate with their razor sharp claws, create these strangling plants. Brandon, settle down. And some packs of wolves,
Said me.
murders of crows, and groups of neckers. Nekkers are little goblin creatures from the Witcher series.
Would you
and they
call
can
them
be
little
summoned into the
goblins?
Yeah, they're like little goblins. I think in the game, their classification, Leshens are considered relicts with other things, and neckers are considered ogroids. I'm gonna triple check that, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the groups in
The
thing.
kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and or species of
Yeah,
of
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Of an incredible little beautiful creature.
Ogroids. You know what else is an ogroid?
Brandon gets classified as an ogroid.
Other ogroids include cyclopses, ice trolls, and hagubben.
say?
Which is a specific old necker
Gesundheit.
shaman or something. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go on a little further now. Yeah, so they have antlers. What I wanted to say was the one on the right from the initial picture there with the kind of moose-looking antlers. I think he's the one from It is the one from Fairyland, and you get a choice whether you kind of side with it or destroy it, and that's one where people are posting the cutscene in on YouTube and like, look, there's a creature in the background of the cutscene, guys, it's here, and it is there, which is an incredible little detail. And the ones with more like elk or buck antlers there, that's a different one from a different area. I think it's really cool. I
feel like with like the
incredible.
moose antlers, that'd be like the elder one,
Yes,
And he's got the
yes,
moss,
absolutely.
which is kind of like it's been growing on him.
And I think you're right. I think he is like canonically, an ancient Leshen or something. Anyway, I think it's incredible. I love the design. I do like the moss, the green highlights there. There's something spooky about bone.
Yeah.
You don't see that every day. It's a little unsettling.
Yeah. Unless you eat ribs.
That's true. Which I had today, so I guess I saw bone. Shoot through some of it. There's some bone in me right now. More bone than
More bone than
there
man.
normally is. Yeah, that too. And I like the majesticness of the big moose antlers, even more than the elk or something. But yeah, so there's something like ritualistic about these guys. There was something, I don't know if I mentioned to you about the totem, right? There's a totem that needs to be destroyed to summon it, but that's something there. And I actually have my little notes here, similar to Wendigo, question mark, which is like, yeah. So Leshens themselves, or as they're sometimes referred to, Leshi, Leshy, I don't know if that's plural or just what it is, are, I guess, kind of prominent in like Polish folklore, because there's another Steam game about them where you play as a Leshy or something coming out in a little while.
Really?
Not to say that the
You know the
idea of
name of
a
it?
force, I think it's called Leshy.
Okay.
I think I wishlisted it like a year ago and it'll come out next year or something. But not to say that the idea of like a forest spirit is unique to Poland, because I think most cultures that have a forest, we kind of build a mythos about it a little bit, right? Things you don't understand, people think we're out of touch now, but between angel numbers and star signs and salt lamps, there's a lot of sort of belief systems at play. But
You mean you said the plural is like lechi, right? It's like that fruit, lechi.
at Leshy, Leshy, but it's
Close enough.
Lechy is
Close enough.
Yeah, it is close enough. That's true.
Lychee.
But lychee, yeah.
Yeah,
And just like, perhaps their little lychees are kind of prickly on the outside, maybe also these ancient beasts are.
You know what? Exactly. That's a metaphor. If you're in English class right now, like you get an 85% just for that
Thank
alone.
you.
And then
also-
you just I don't know, you write an onomatopoeia. Done. That's it. It's gone.
You've won.
Yeah.
Brandon has the 10 English essay tips that English teachers do not want you to know about.
Yeah.
And he's not responsible for whatever grade you get after applying all 10 of these tips at once.
That's true.
What type of creature you'll summon from the depth of
Yeah.
hell? Upon applying the 10th tip.
Yeah. That one's a doozy. But let me draw your attention to the fifth slide here. I think there's also something unsettling about like a sharpness of wood, right? Or bone, and the mesh between the two that comes from this creature is just, really something primal. Something I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just in awe of the majesty of this beast.
You know what it kind of makes me think of?
What?
What's it called? Blair Witch. You know?
Yeah.
With all
Do you
the,
ever see the Blair Witch?
I've never actually watched it. But you know, like all the little idols that like hang in the trees, all the little stick things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of it's that same type of fear where it's something natural that's obviously in an unnatural shape. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like markings on a tree or a wind chime made of like bone, something like that. It's kind of interesting.
You know what? That is pretty interesting. I like that.
Yeah. If you go to the sixth one, you can see that the ancient one, or I'm gonna call it that, the ancient one. I think the Fairlawn one that we're talking about here, also has like kind of carvings on the skull. A bit, these intricate little designs. It's kind of interesting, very vaguely similar to like henna or something, but I don't know things well enough to say that it's
Henna, Montana.
At all like that. That feels insensitive. I like that though. Like it more than I'm allowed to. I'm kidding. I think that's fine.
I solved one letter in each word. Come
on. Brennan, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz.
Go on.
Does he frick? Fricky does. I mean,
I still don't understand how that works.
We're just swapping around letters and doing a little rhyming. We do a little trolling. So there's one important thing. Zach, would you love to blow the lid off this bad boy, this wonderful crossover? Where else does the Leshen from the Witcher series appear?
Oh, this is incredible, Brandon. You never believe this. The Leshen appears in Monster Hunter World as a dubious little creature that you must fight as Geralt of Rivia inside the Monster Hunter world. This is incredible.
Actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Is that one of these pictures?
Yeah, go to 3.
Yeah, pictures 2 and 3 are both from World.
Oh, why does that one look so much better?
Logo from World. What do you mean?
Like, it looks so HD in Monster Hunter, like with the lighting and stuff. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Is number 5 from the actual game of The Witcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks more. Well, this is a cutscene too. That's not fair.
Yeah, the 5th one, no, that's not a very good quality screenshot. The Witcher generally looks better. I don't know why that image is so crusty.
Yeah, I'd like to believe like this is like the Switch cutscene number 2 and 3, and then like when you actually get into the gameplay, it's like the Nokia ringtone or like the Android notification sounds and like 144p and like the like audio sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I think it is along that lines. It is incredible that The Witcher runs on Switch, but it definitely, people say it looks like an oil painting. All the compression and stuff. It's very funky.
I play Fall Guys on the Switch sometimes. You know how that goes.
Fall Guys is epic, though.
I do like Fall Guys.
Would you love to see a Fall Guy eviscerated by a Leshen?
I think Fall Guys are more durable than you think. I don't think a Leshen could get him. I think you would just make him go whoa 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 and like go flying, and that's it.
Or maybe, because there was that picture, right? The only thing that's ever been like uncannoned ever was the Twitter post of what a Fall Guy's skeleton looks like on the inside, right? The shape of him inside the bean. Yeah. And I'd like to think that maybe they crack out of the Fall Guy exterior like a shell and hatch into perhaps a Leshen. That bony structure. Who knows?
Andrew, I hate this theory. Please do not publish this online.
Oh yeah, the Fall Guys Leshen metamorphosis postulation by Andrew Monkey Business Andrew. So they're in Monster Hunter. Yeah, Zach's right. You do play as Geralt, which is incredible, and they don't make you. You can still choose your weapons. So I generally use hammer. So I had Geralt who like wields this little silver sword and the steel sword was now having this hammer like anime size 3 times his head, like 8 times his head, smashing this beast relentlessly. And he's a funny fellow in the cutscenes. You know what else made it over in that DLC? The Neckers, the little Ogroids. They made it over, and you have to hunt them as well. And the Croaky Wolves. But the Neckers are incredible little creatures because they're these fleshy little pink little... They kind of gargle and run around and wear a loincloth, and they're just horrible little, lovely little creatures.
Yeah, see, in the DLC, I tried to stick with the swords it gives you, which is the sword and shield, but it looks like the actual blades from The Witcher. And I don't use sword and shield, and it was a miserable fight because I was trying to stay lore accurate, and I couldn't. I didn't know how to use them.
For that. But I respect that, Zach. I felt that, and then I was like, this is not going to go well. I don't want to learn a whole new weapon on this fly. And honestly, Geralt has 2 swords, which 2 is dual. Their swords are blades, so maybe dual blades. But the style of
he
weapon
doesn't dual wield them, though,
different.
Andrew. Come on.
He does not dual wield them. You're right. So then I've gathered a couple other images, from across the web and little lore things. Fan art, whatever. You know how it is. Leshens, they exist. And if I can draw your attention to slide 9, that creature at the top left, I think that's from like an old Polish folk tale or something. Like that's what they consider Leshen or Leshy to look like. The bottom right is either fan art of a Leshen or, yeah, I think so. Bottom left, same type of thing. Interesting thing. Leshens also, or a Leshen also appears in the hit game Inscription, which is a card game with a lot of deep lore, and everybody's like, bro, you can't talk about it. You got to experience it. Anyway, it's a little bit spooky. I haven't played that. Card games are not necessarily my favorite type of game. Depends on the game.
Can I just say the top left guy kind of reminds me of what's it called? Saturn devouring or eating his son, whatever that's called.
Yes. I didn't know how to put it to words. Yeah, that horrible. Oh,
Maybe I'll send a picture.
It's like the fear in his eyes and whatever. Yes. Yeah. Kinda
put them up, overlay them.
Yeah. Oh.
Do one of those face morphs to go between both of them.
Yeah, so now you can see. And the one in the middle is from the Leshy or the Leshen game. I'm 99% sure.
Yeah, I looked it up. That's from the Leshy game. What's the one on the top right? What's that little critter?
It's Andrew doing a run to the Depener.
Yeah, that is me when we're out of milk at 3 a.m. and I desperately need my cereal in 2 hours before a 15-hour shift.
Andrew cutting through the park to get to the Depener.
Yeah, so shadowy figures, it's fun to goof about, but one thing I learned recently is that the wilderness is much closer than we often believe. You go to the ocean and you could be, it depends on where you are, I suppose, but in Canada there's beautiful spots where you can be within a stone's throw of some of the world's largest mammals or little crustacean fellas or all sorts of things in the sea that you can't recognize. And I'm sure in the woods it's the same thing. How far are you right now at this moment in time from a skunk or a raccoon or a possum or a wild turkey or some spookier predator? Probably closer than you think.
Probably under my deck right now. Probably chewing on the wirings of my light bulbs as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. It comes full circle. They encroach on your world, but ultimately we've encroached on theirs.
And encroach on their world with a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh God. I saw like a TikTok or something. It wasn't on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. If you have TikTok, it's okay. But I
join Monkey Business on
Reels.
TikTok.
The only reason Instagram Reels still exists is because I watch them. That's right. It's me. And there was this one. It was like a beautiful scenic vista, a lovely lake, some tall pines around it and a little mountain range in the background, and the caption is just like, I can't wait, this would be a perfect spot for a Walmart with a 600 car parking lot. This would be ideal, and that's what's happened slowly over time, has it not?
Yeah, we love building freeways, so we can build a giant parking lot and we can have all the people that are, just a bit overweight, entering, picking up some quality food like chips and cake,
and dip.
Yeah. Andrew, close your eyes, okay? Imagine.
Oh, I am. Yep.
A more convenient location to get a tracksuit of interesting color combinations and Pokemon cards that are like the leftovers of other packs that they kind of repackage at Walmart. That is
Think of it.
that's the
We
future of
cut
that
down
location.
trees so we can collect the Pokemons. I think that's a worthwhile trade.
Yeah, it's all in the name of building the ultimate Pokemon card deck. You know what those trees are going to be used for? Printing the
What?
cards. That's it.
Yeah.
I
If
thought you were gonna
not,
say
what?
progress.
No, I was yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
You
what
can
else
also
are
go
the
like
trees gonna
log
be used
riding.
for? Like a dog's gonna go pee on it. Instead, it gets to be produced into a card of unparalleled value.
Yeah, and then sold several times, gets to Logan Paul. Logan Paul gets it, hypes up the market, internet explodes, COVID-19. You know the vibe. It's all connected. Starts like shaking.
Are you
and
saying
stuff.
are you saying Logan Paul purchasing Pokemon cards indirectly caused the coronavirus?
Yeah. Or was a result of. Or maybe it's like this, okay? Imagine we have 3 blocks and we got to put them in order, okay? This is really important. This is like your final history exam, okay? You have COVID-19, yeah, Logan Paul and the Charizard card for millions of dollars, and monkeypox. And I need you to put them in the correct order. Which causes which, okay? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but so
And
Leshen,
Leshen in there. Which
yeah,
causes
and
which.
Leshen. Leshen is the before and the after. It's like before the rise of humanity and after the collapse, my friend. But incredible beast creature. Love the lore. Love that it's actually like, because some of the things we talked about before, like the Nargacuga or the Tetranodon, or obviously the Pokemon, like, they're created more recently and from, inspirations from the real world, but not really directly ripped from mythology. So I like that the Leshen is, very deeply rooted in, like, human beliefs and stuff before. And like with all these episodes, there's definitely things that have not been said, and intelligent things
Such
that we
as
didn't.
the Scrote of 64 is 8.
Yeah,
The intelligent
yeah.
thing that wasn't said.
And now that's in. So maybe there's nothing left to say. But thanks for joining us. What an incredible beast. And I have to see some more. Do you have anything else to add, to think about? Any final thoughts on the
I
Leshen?
got a question for Brandon, okay? Brandon, let's say you were forced to go camping, which we know it would be very extreme. And let's say you came across one of these old fellows. How would you react?
I think I would try my best to not be spotted. Like I would lie down on the floor or something like that, or hide behind a tree.
But you're wearing your bright neon vest as to not get hit by a hunter accidentally.
Oh my god. That's a good question. Maybe if it's are these things fast? Particularly fast?
They can teleport through the woods.
Teleport? What if? Okay, I throw my vest in the opposite direction. It's like, whoa, shiny thing, technology, the future. It's like they're like those. Actually, I'll bring this up after the end of this
You
hypothetical.
throw some coins and it's.
And then I run, and then I progressively, I'll like throw a stick of chapstick or something, and then it'll also be like, oh, this was made from, I don't know, like oil-based products. I don't like that, and then I just keep running, and then I leave the forest. What's he gonna do? Teleport to Walmart?
I have to say, I'm so pleased that the dichotomy of our world is woods and Walmart. And I also think that it's hilarious how much Brandon has dramatically underestimated the intelligence of this primeval creature.
Brandon's gonna throw like a Kinder Surprise trinket. It's gonna absolutely perplex this beast. Long enough
I
for him
guess
to sprint to the nearest Walmart out of the forest.
on the same topic of like this creature, do you think this creature would also be part of that gang of people who are like slashing car tires? Do you think this creature would slash the tires of cars?
Maybe, probably. I wonder if like what the
diesel
lore
cars.
today is, right? Like some things have evolved over time. Most things, but like belief and religion or whatever too. So some of these myths surrounding these creatures, like maybe people still tell it at a campfire. In Warsaw, Poland. Like
It's the
summer
big
months.
change that now instead of like haunting your crops or whatnot, it comes and slashes your tires.
Yo, he actually hacked your TikTok account now, and he posts cringe. Is that like
Leshen posting cringe?
is that like the campfire story that's being told now?
Yeah.
Except instead of like an actual campfire, it's like
It's
an
a
LED rave.
It's an
At,
app.
yeah, it's an LED rave on like an app, with like some sort of like LG pocket speaker. That's
How long till they put the Leshen into Fortnite?
Oh,
that's
God.
very good.
I'm
That's
actually
it's a good question.
not surprised, but I wish some things like
Dumb
if they
and
could put
Dumber.
a Fall Guy in Fortnite or they
Like
put Daryl, I
Dumber.
think it'd
The
be
Three
incredible.
Stooges in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Wait,
Imagine.
if they put the Fall Guys in Fortnite, would they have like realistic proportions?
Apparently,
I
the
don't
Fall
know.
Guys are 6 feet tall.
No, this is
That's
not
horrible.
possible.
Oh.
The canon
But-
lore is that they're 6 feet tall.
No.
Actually, I need to blow your minds for a minute. You talked about the Leshen hacking your phone, okay? And you have no idea what chord you just struck. Because for a while, and I don't know if it came out or if it's about to come out, there was an augmented reality Witcher 3 beast like monster slaying game, and in the art, it would be like Pokemon Go, and you walk around and you like fight different beasts or whatever.
You
so
see
you
the
could go around
Leshen
and slay
Fortnite
Leshen.
dancing?
Oh, yeah, basically, I have no idea what.
Can you make a
what
Legend
happened to
default
that game.
dance? That's a question.
Oh my god, I'm sure someone has. Get a little skeleton rig up there.
Yeah, exactly. Toot, 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 toot.
Yeah, The Witcher Monster Slayer apps on Google Play. It has 4 stars.
Do you think if Fortnite came out during the disco era of the 70s, that people would be like default dancing on like the disco dance floor?
Absolutely. Considering
The
we're
game
seeing...
came out a week ago.
What?
The Witcher, the Witcher Monster
Witcher came out
Slayer.
a week ago?
With The Witcher Monster Slayer, the AR game, was released July 22nd, 2022. This dates the episode, but I don't care. That was literally a week ago. How topical! How incredibly topical!
You know that is pretty incredible. I think you know what that means. You're gonna have to play it.
Wait. This first review says originally 5-star. Played a lot first few months it was out and really loved it. So maybe this is wrong.
Maybe it was
this
in
is
beta
cap.
though. Maybe it was in beta.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Anyway, that's incredible. So you can actually walk around slaying drowners and Leshens and other creatures that shall not be named. Thanks for joining us for yet another episode of Monstrous Musings podcast. Who knows what we'll cover next time or when it will be covered? Hopefully much sooner. We got things in the work, right, Brandon? You know, rub your fingers together.
There's the Grey Goose vodka, the goose on the Grey Goose vodka bottle. I think that will cover that creature, the lore behind.
We're gonna call it the jelly bean from Fall Guys.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, Andrew will have to take a sip from Grey Goose vodka every time, and then just hear him like violently hacking, like it's like, oh, the Grey Goose.
I want to take a sip.
Yeah. Like at the end of the episode, stands up and you hear the bottle smash.
Yeah, that's incredible. Thanks for joining us. We have fun doing this, or I have fun doing this at least. You know, and the fun is all mine. There's none to share.
You know, the benefit without me needing to play like what's a game that requires a lot of clicks and motion? What's that game that everyone plays with the music and there's like strange like things that
Osu?
flash on the screen? Yeah,
Osu or something?
Yeah, Osu. So I'm not playing Osu, so I can just close my eyes and allow outer garbage to flow out of my mouth with some calculation.
Yeah, he still has his filter on and calibrated.
That's
Thank
true.
God. But
One day we're gonna have Brandon unplugged the secret episode.
Oh, you know, why do they call it cheese if I'm not taking a picture and smiling while I'm eating it?
Ben's gonna hit us with the Virginia Woolf stream of consciousness. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Leshen, certified epic. And, certified bro, honestly. If you're in the woods, hit him up. As long as he doesn't hit you up, got you, you know, take your
bring
entrails out.
bring an aerosol can and like a Zippo. In case you
Exactly. Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
Some bug spray. Yeah.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Use a fire extinguisher?
They don't
They
have
can't
that
use
in the woods.
technology.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't.
themselves in
They don't have a
Walmart.
Walmart where they can go pick that up.
That's true. You know, maybe you can get some aloe vera though. That might help.
And if you manage to have the mobile game and you don't want to fight the Leshen, perhaps you could consider taking a pic.
I want to take a pic.